Hello YouTube viewers and random Doctor Who fans, I come before you today to review this, which is the Ace figure, and here she is in her packaging, which looks very unique and interesting. We get the classic series Doctor Who logo at the top, which does sit out from the packaging. This figure is from the 7th Doctor's era, which was from 1987 to 1996, and of course it is Ace from Remembrance of the Daleks. The window is big and kind of arrow-shaped. I really like the design of the packaging. It's very artistic and shows off the figure and her accessories very clearly. On the back we get a picture of Sophie Aldred as Ace with a list of the figure's features beside it. It includes a rucksack, baseball bat, 3 Nitro 9 canisters and an RPG launcher, and also features a removable jacket and alternate arms. Next to the image we get a nice bio on the character herself. As always, I'm not going to read it out, but you can pause the video and give it a look-see if you really want to. So that's it for the packaging. Let's move on and take a look at the figure itself. Alrighty, so here we have Ace, and it's a thing of beauty. Then again, anything looks better than those awful 3 3/4 inch scale figures these days. The head sculpt looks great. It really looks like Sophie Aldred. The sculptors have done a fantastic job. The shape of the face, the eyes and dimples on the cheeks particularly work well in recreating her appearance. The hair looks alright, with some of the strands visible in the sculpt looking as though they're being pulled into the braid on the back of her head, which hangs down with a yellow tie at the end and some great plaited detail running up it. The jacket contains some really excellent detail, thanks to Ace's fondness for wearing badges. Among them you can make out the 2 blue Peter badges at the top, the space shuttle, and many more that fans will instantaneously recognise. On top of that, the arms are also covered in various badges, whose detail have been recreated extraordinarily well for a figure of this size, while both hands contain detail of individual fingers, with one hand moulded into a gripping pose, while the other is slightly more relaxed. The back has the large red A, which is part of the mould and sticks out from the figure, with the yellow CE emblazoned there next to it. The jacket also contains detailing of pockets with silver buttons and zippers, and sports that fantastic creased and wrinkled material effect. The rest of the figure is moulded from a very basic, somewhat glossy black plastic. The skirt features detailing of pleats all the way around, the legs are just black representing her tights, and her boots contain some rough detailing of laces, while underneath some standard legal trobus has been squeezed onto one of her soles, but the figure does not contain any peg holes. So overall for detail, it looks really good. Turning to articulation, the head can do the full 360-degree turn, or the Exorcist twist as I like to call it. The arms can spin around through another 360, and also move in and out through 90 degrees. There's another 360 on the bicep and tricep, while the forearm can move through 90 degrees at the elbow, and there's a full 360 present on the wrist as well. The figure also features a full 360 waist articulation. The legs can kick forward and back and move out to the sides, but are severely restricted by the skirt. A full 360 is also present at the top of the leg, along with a 90-degree bend at the knee. So when it comes to articulation, this figure offers a lot, allowing it to be placed in many different poses when it's up on display. Taking a look at accessories, Ace comes with many of them. First up we get an alternate pair of arms, allowing you to remove her jacket. The arms are on a mushroom joint, allowing them to be unpegged from Ace's torso. This then allows you to slip off the jacket, and the alternate arms can be pegged on, giving the impression that she's just wearing a t-shirt. The t-shirt itself is detailed very well, and features the design of some musical instruments and notes, alongside that creased and wrinkled material effect on the front and back, and it's also present on the sleeves as well. The arms are just basic, but you can see she's wearing her black wristwatch. The alternate arms feature the same level of articulation as the other arms, except there's no wrist articulation. This is a brilliant idea, as it gives collectors a great variant of the character to put up on display, without having to buy another Ace figure. Next up, the figure also includes her Time Lord technology-enhanced baseball bat. It looks okay, with some white and silver paint apps applied to it, but it's very untidy looking, as there's a lot of paint bleeding around the edges. We also get her RPG launcher. This looks great. It's sculpted from black plastic, but still contains some subtle detailing on it, while one of the handles has been coated brown, and the trigger is silver with a brown grip. The RPG itself is green with a yellow line around it, and a silver tip, which is also removable. 3 canisters of Nitro 9 are also included. They're just silver, but one has a cap on it, while the other 2 have their caps removed. Finally, we get the rucksack, which, in all fairness, does look good. It has its light blue and black sections with a cord tied around it, and some great creased and wrinkled material effects sculpted into it. The removable arms feature on the figure itself means the rucksack can be securely attached to Ace's back, but the straps on the pack are quite soft, so it can also be slid onto the figure over her arms. But the most remarkable thing about the rucksack is that it actually opens. A panel at the back can be popped off, revealing a hidden compartment which is big enough to fit all 3 cans of Nitro 9, as well as the baseball bat, as there's a small slot at the top allowing the handle of the bat to poke out. This is inspired, as it allows collectors to keep the many accessories this figure comes with in a safe and secure place when it's up on display, although it can make the figure somewhat top heavy. Doing a size comparison, well, there's only one figure you need to see this next to, which is the 7th Doctor. This is the only 7th Doctor figure I have, which is from the 11th Doctor set, but Ace is in great scale and looks well when posed next to him. So overall, what do I think of this figure? Well, I love it. It's a real breath of fresh air to be reviewing a Doctor Who figure which isn't 3 3/4 inch scale again. But on top of that, this is one of the better 5-inch scale figures that I've had the pleasure of reviewing. The face sculpt really does look like Sophie Aldred. The detail on the body, in particular the jacket, is excellent. It offers so much articulation, which is brilliant to see, as most recent figures have been sorely lacking in that area. But the amount of accessories alone is just fantastic. We get the RPG launcher, the cans of Nitro 9, the baseball bat, the rucksack, which actually allows you to put some of the accessories into it for safekeeping, and the alternate arms, which is frankly a stroke of genius. On the downside, while the packaging looks really unique and interesting, you practically have to destroy it in order to remove the figure, which is a real shame. However, Ace looks just as good in her packaging as she does out of it. If you are a Doctor Who fan who grew up in the late 1980s, or just a fan who really enjoyed the Sylvester McCoy years and you had a particular thing for Ace, then trust me, this is the figure for you. And so that does it for this review. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, there are countless more reviews online. Thank you again for watching, and remember to keep following the nerd. Goodbye.